YouTube, when I go live, it will say that like go straight to the live. It says go live now, and I push that, and apparently it asked me to push another button to go live. So I've been talking for a little while to nobody. Um, is is this microphone working? This is the first thing I'm curious of. I'm trying to figure this stuff out and make it a little better for you guys. Let me know. Is this working? Can you hear me? Right on. Thank you, James. I appreciate it. I have one of my old gas, very bulky, but there if I need it. Right on. Yep, sounds good. Okay, cool. Right on. Yeah, I'm gonna try this mic out, but the problem is it's on a it's a Bluetooth one, so it's actually plugged into the bottom of my phone, and my holder doesn't accept that. It won't work, so everything's all funky right now. I wish I could clamp it the other way. So, um, let's bring in GP. We have Ground Pounder join us, guys. Welcome to
Well,
episode 100. I don't know how we made it, but we made it.
we did.
Great. What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
What's Ground Pounder up to?
Oh man, I'm trying to get all high tech redneck over here and like watch the television and this phone, and I got my coyote hunting tripod in here holding my phone.
Right on. I wonder if my phone, I think I am right on the speaker too.
Yeah, I could see it. Don't worry about that, honey. I'll just read it on here.
My phone is so jacked up right now, I can barely hear you. Let me see if I can do something real quick.
It's because of the lag, though. Don't worry about it. That's right. So, how is everybody tonight? Hopefully, everybody's having a good evening. Too old for a tree service.
This time it separated us vertically, which is really weird. Last time it did it on the bottom, but this time mine split this way. Like,
your audio's jacked up, brother. Yeah. All right.
Let's try this now.
There we go. I can hear you great now, man.
Yeah. You see, there's something up with this. I got to work with this mic.
Yeah.
Sorry. This mic that I got. But yeah, I didn't have time. I came in late tonight. And yeah, it was a gnarly day. I did an oak tree that overhung the road like crazy. It went from one side of the road to the other. And then there's high voltage wires that it was kind of going in, all the way up to and above. So that was a pain. But the biggest part was the traffic. Nobody stopped. Everybody come flying through. At one point, the cops come blaring through there at about 80 mile an hour. And we're talking about like an old country back road. So wasn't fun. There was a corner right before it too, so you couldn't even see them until they were right there.
Yeah, I don't like working near the roadway for that said reason, man. If
yeah,
I can go ahead, buddy.
I negative rigged a fat chunk right at a car. The lady swerved even under it, and I'm like, I was freaking.
Well,
what's up, Jeffrey, Peter, James?
Oh no.
The Old Farts Tree Service, I swear, the best moniker in the game right there.
It is too.
And the bad part is I didn't know that's what it was for the longest time. And these live feeds, somebody finally spilled the beans to me. It's like, yeah. I was like, no, it's this. I'm like, oh my God, that's so good. But yeah, I had no clue.
Yeah, I found out. I had a live stream when I was on my little canoe trip, and he joined me for the live. And I asked him, I was like, I was trying to pronounce it. And I'm like, look, man, you got to give it to me. What the hell is this? And he told me, and I was like, that's awesome, man.
That is, I like it. Yeah, we just we just dealt with it. I mean, it sucked. It was nonstop, but for the most part, we were so far out into the middle of the road that as we're rigging, you had to use the that swing that you get to shoot things over to get it to come all the way back and run stuff and try to get it into the ditch line because it was
Yeah,
just spinning. But man, what a pain. But I used a couple new tools that I got. I got a
I
couple new,
I heard, I heard.
yeah, a couple new things to
What
use.
what did Santa Claus bring you?
I got I finally have a rigging block. Like
Wow.
I didn't think I'd ever have one. They just
Well,
cost too much. That's the
you
reason
got
I
me
don't have one.
beat. I don't have a rigging block.
Yeah. I got it for Christmas. My brother gave it to me. But so I wish it would accept a little bigger rope because I kind of got to fight my 5/8 to get it in there because
Mm-hmm.
it's only meant for a half inch. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what everything is on it. It's like got some adjustable things here on the front. These two little prongs. I don't know what
Okay.
those are. I'll have to look into it to figure it out completely, but it was nice to not use speed line straps because I don't like doing that if I don't have to. Because that carabiners are sharp. So it's like it was nice to be able to use something that was midline. I could attach it, take it off, move it, and I got it on another ultra sling too. So
Yeah.
really cool.
Hell yeah. I really
But
like the
yeah,
altar slings.
if you see the ultra slings are usually really loose right here.
Mm-hmm.
So I just took a rubber band. I need to get one of them real thick, fat rubber bands that's real small, like for
Just to
produce or
hold it from
yeah,
flopping around.
just to hold it in place because when you crack them open, you don't want it falling out.
No.
That's the pain. That's
Yeah.
like my rubber band started to loosen a little bit. I just got a regular rubber band wrapped around 7,000 times. So it could be way better, but
7,000 times.
but yeah, I enjoyed it. I slapped some heavy weight into this thing today, and I was impressed. I don't think I'll use it for like I don't know yet. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give this thing a run for its money and see if there's any differences between it and rings because you know me, I use nothing but rings. I'm gonna throw this in there and I'm gonna see if I end up liking it
I
because
think
my
you.
instinct says to not even mess with it, leave it alone. Like, but I got to.
I feel like you will like it. Now, I understand that that's a pulley and it rotates, but what are the comparison if you compare the bend radius on that to say one of your B strings or something, where would you be? Bet radius to radius. I mean,
Um, well, you're actually there. I have a way that we could check it. I don't have any rings in here is the problem, but I do have my climbing bag, and inside here somewhere I have.
yeah,
Let's see.
an O ring. That seems like a good idea, Jake.
I seen steel cuttings on there. What's up, buddy? He's saying road work stinks, and I agree.
I 100% agree.
Okay, here we go. So
Yeah,
you look under
practical
this.
climber. I myself use nothing but rings. I do have some blocks in the uh, bag of tricks, but they're snatch blocks for like winch work and that sort of stuff. And
See,
that's the only time I ever use them.
I kind of like snatch. Like if I had snatch blocks, I'd probably use them more often. But even when I run a redirect for my tree jack and stuff, I'm using the
I'm
pulleys that
using
I have, the
rings.
blocks I have. You have to feed them. They don't open. They're not midline attachable.
Right.
So
So, I
that's
mean, absolutely. That's the downside to them.
yeah, yeah. I like this because it cracks open and I'm able to use it like that. So half inch was my first pulley. Now I have that and a 5/8 too. Yeah, Peter. It says that this calls for it calls for a half. It's a half-inch pulley. I ran 5/8 in it today, and it worked fine. It was a bit of a booger to kind of get it on there initially, but it
What?
worked. Safe
No.
workload for this thing is like 4,380. So
What's the, so that's the working loads. What's the MBS on it? Does it say?
21,900. Yeah, that's wild, ain't it? Good
Yeah,
God. But okay, here's a good way to compare it. A large ring, bend radius is about the same as this right here. It may be a little, I don't even know. But this is a cambium saver. It's just got one of those aluminum rings on it.
yeah,
So I don't know. The way you would have to measure it would be okay. So you get all of this here. Oh shoot, I'm not in camera. All of this,
sure.
or actually you could do it this way. So you have that in comparison to that. So quite a bit
Okay.
of difference, like quite a bit. Actually, probably double or more. So yeah,
They just
I like
lathering right now. Oh man.
the other thing I got was this. Let me catch up on a couple comments. Wildwood Jake, what's up, Jake? Can you use a O-ring too instead of a rubber band? Yeah, yeah, you could do that. I guess, wouldn't you? What's he mean by an O-ring?
Just like a rubber O-ring or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, because what as long as it'll go over it and hold it tight, you're just looking
Sure.
to put something on there that just keeps that part snug, because it's not going to hold any weight or anything. It's just
Right. But
keeping that hole from opening up and stuff falling out. You just take it in your tie. Like it's the difference between a spliced eye and a tied eye.
sure.
So
Yeah. But now you might be able to just at a little hardware store or whatever, they get a O-ring selection, and put a couple O-rings on it. And then I feel like them will last a lot longer too.
yeah, it'll look really clean too.
Yeah, and if nothing else, you can always use the Redneck Special, electrical tape or something.
Yep. 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 Half the stuff I owned has that on it. Yeah, I got the same block stout as craft. Yeah, still cutting. It's nice. I didn't put anything. It had never been used, and I bet you I negative rigged 800 pounds into it the first
Okay.
time, just wham, just to see if it'd take it,
Sure.
and it ran good. But of course, the problem is I had a whole system of rings set up, and that was the end of it. So it's like that same setup may have ran just as smooth on a damn carabiner on a speedline strap. I don't know. The rings is what was causing all the friction and giving all the control, and so I don't know. But I'll definitely find out. It won't take me long to get it figured out. I'll
No.
put it through hell. But practical climber rings are outdating pulleys. Yeah, yeah, they kind of are. I mean, the thing about it is like the problem most guys didn't like with rings is you had to buy the sling with it, and it needed to be made on. So you had to buy ring and sling together. And nowadays, everybody's figuring out how to be able to do this stuff on their own. I like to buy rings not on anything and do my own thing with them. And the price, and it's like 90% of our work is lowering an object. You need it to hold strong enough to hold it in place and then lower it. But on those rare occasions, you need lift. But I mean, it seems like guys use rigging rings to do lifting that I see,
I
and
have. I
it seems to work.
absolutely have. I've
It
done a
seems to
lot of
work pretty
lifting
good.
with rings. I
It
guess
does
it's tomato,
seem, if you think
tomato,
about it,
tomato, man.
it's how much better would it be to use the pulleys in those situations? Because you are having a little bit of friction, but I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah,
I'm kind
I
of
know everybody's got their own way, and I myself have always just used rings for
Yeah, I love
everything.
rings. I don't think I'll ever switch from them. That'll always be my thing. Ronnie Mills, what's the topic? I don't know if we have a topic. We're just going to go off the cuff today and just whatever you want to talk about.
Oh, good.
How's
That's
that?
good. I got something for you, Mike.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right here, buddy. I wrote it all down.
Right on. Right on. We'll get it. Um, Here's the other thing I got. So I'll show you. I've been wanting this since I first found out about tree climbing being on YouTube.
Sure.
I got into it like before I ever tried SRT. I seen someone use this. I thought it was the most magical piece of tool I had ever seen. Then it got to the point where I needed to buy a tree jack, and my dad had always used the maze dam since I was a kid. I know it works. I know how strong it is. I know how amazing that thing is. And this costs so much more. And I just couldn't do it. So every time it come time to get a tree jack, I bought the maze dam, and I couldn't do this. But I have the CMI rope jack now.
That's
So
awesome, man.
stoked on having this hooked to the bollard to be able to
Yes.
pre-tension and lift and do all like this. This changes the game right here for me. We
You
used to
don't have nearly the power of that Mazdam, but yeah, that them things are awesome.
no, and you have to keep in mind that you are dealing with very kind of rough teeth when you're dealing with these hand ascenders. This one's not as bad as some of them I've seen. Actually, it's not that bad at all, but some of my ascenders, man, they got some sharp teeth on them. They'll tear a rope up, but
Yeah.
yeah, you can do this same thing. I never had opposite-handed hand ascenders. Like at one point, I had a left-handed hand ascender, and now I think all the or it's the other way around. Now all my hand ascenders are right, and I've had three of them. I gave one away. I still have two,
No,
but you
nice.
need a right. Yeah, you need a right hand and a left hand, and you can attach them to an axe handle and make one of these with ease. So
Does Cheryl Tree sell the Hitchhiker Vegas? One of you guys should help me with that. Help a fellow gear junkie out. I have a Hitchhiker XF, but I kind of want to snag an actual Hitchhiker as well. Sorry, Mike, getting down there.
no, you're fine. I'm reading comments.
Well,
Steel Cutting says I run a 5/8 in that some, but it does get pretty hot if you run big. Okay, right on. Yeah, as soon as we moved into like the wood and rigging, I just moved over to my rings, and I felt safer instantly. It's what I know, it's what I'm used to, and it's what I've developed a trust in. So yeah, I was steel cutting. I've been thinking about maybe my next rigging line that I get, maybe going with a 1/2 inch bull rope because I have a 9/16. That's basically a 1/2 inch. I mean, lacking 1/16, and then I have a 5/8. But I think,
Vegas versus a rope jack. I myself have always thrown a Prusik up on the. If I need to pre-tension the line, I will put a Prusik up on the rigging line and then just use a rope and a pulley system to pre-tension the line versus a tree jack. That's what
yeah,
I've
Vegas,
done.
what you
I've
could do,
I've
a hand
wanted one of
extender.
those tree jacks for that exact reason, just for that reason alone.
Yeah, I'm gonna weld a ring onto my bollard to just hook it on with a a
Yeah.
carabiner, and just hook it on. I may have to find a strap that like puts it in the right position, for the bollard, so it's like right above it. But
Yep.
what's nice is well, you can go straight to the line. You don't have to wrap a whole bunch of times and then go back up, and then you don't have all that friction that you've put there kind of stopping you when you're pre-tensioning.
Sure.
So you can go ahead and click that up in, but yeah, you could do the same thing with just a hand ascender. Put it on the line up above the porter wrap or the bollard, wrap around a couple times, and then run the rest of the line back up through a pulley or a carabiner and tighten it down. So
What's up, Aaron? Uh, yeah, I just got one of them bollards, from Greg. So I'm looking forward to playing around with it.
it's so nice, man. It is
I,
so nice. Like
all I've
I
ever all I've ever used is just the old fashioned use the tree itself wrap or a porter wrap. You know what I mean? I've got a porter wrap, of course, but that's it. Oh, bummer. Well, thank you for checking, Vegas. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I say, I have the XF, from Richard Munford, and I also have the Unisender with his mods. But well, I like devices. I kind of been eyeballing it in a Kimbo too.
Yeah, I think like me and you could probably get away with the akimbo and probably like it because I don't do a lot of evergreens. So sap all the time isn't like that's not a big deal for me. I don't deal with a lot of sap trees.
We
So,
do. I deal with white pines a lot, dude.
oh yeah, it's junk when you get into those.
I don't know of any device that in any rope that really likes it. I'm
Yeah.
going now that I've got enough crap, man. I'm gonna dedicate a system just for white pines for that crap, so I don't
Yeah.
screw up all my other freaking rope.
I
I've
have a
got
whole
some.
setup that I keep in my truck that's for when it's raining. I'm just not using my good stuff if it's raining. I have a whole
Yeah,
setup that is and whole and it sucks sometimes because it takes up space and you would rather have this, but it's like on them days when it's raining and I don't got to pull all my good stuff out and use it, it's nice. Like grab my
um,
other stuff. It's not as comfortable, but I'm probably not going to be out in this shit for long. So it's like,
I got some 16 strand half-inch pelican rope that's good. It's that DRT rope, but if I'm just working a white pine or something, that's pretty much what I'm doing. Is just DRT. Up the pole you go, take the branches off, top it, and come back down.
yeah, you'll start to like the SRT and you'll start getting integrated. I guarantee it. Like just
I was I got this. I was doing it, and for about 2 seconds, I was like, "Oh, this is it. This is the technique." And then as
yeah.
soon as I felt that, it was gone.
I'm telling you, the thing about it is you want to.
uh,
It's almost like you
Vegas.
want to you want to make sure your tending thing is keeping your climbing system close enough to you. If it's too far, there's a lot of fighting that goes on. It's almost going to feel like it's not comfortable. It's not right.
Oh, I
It's like
know.
man, it's
That
that
was.
close.
I've been playing around with it. Like I said, hell, the first time I had the bungee on the ascender too tight. And then when I went to go take it off, I went up to where I got gassed and I stopped and I lifted my leg to take it off. And then the bungee pulled it up and the cam's all tight. And my leg was stuck up like this.
Good way to blow a knee out.
Well, so instead of freaking out or whatever, I just sat there, and relaxed, put my foot asunder back on, and then took a step up. But you're right. It is a great way.
I've been in that spot and you don't know what am I supposed to do? And you try to wiggle it with your hand a little bit to get your climate, and then you realize I just need to take a step. Take one more step. Okay, I'm good now. But
it's hard to take that step when the only step you got is up and to your chest.
Yeah, and you're trying to take that other leg and go backwards to open the foot ascender.
Yeah,
it's the worst. Yes,
but I think anybody who's ever done it has maybe had that happen to them. So
for sure.
I would like to act like it was just it was just awesome sauce the whole time I did it, but it was
Thanks, James. Thanks, Steel Cutting. Aaron Lynch, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man, you cool with me hitting you with some questions?
Absolutely, let's do it.
All right, I you kind of how you did it to other guys, so I kind of thought of some questions for you. All right, let's see here. If you best moment of 2023, don't have to be tree related, just best moment of 2023.
I tell you what, 2023 was a rough year for me personally. Like, I don't want to get into everything. Like, it was tough year. But the thing where we went to the expo, I think the expo is probably my highlight of the year. That was something that I didn't expect to do. I didn't expect to like. And I feel like I'm like all in.
Yeah.
Like I'm down. If it's anywhere near, I'm all over it. So
yeah, it was pretty cool, man. It's not I've always wanted to go, and I'm like, you know what? I can make it happen this year. Screw it, I'm going.
Yeah, it was awesome. That's got to be my high point of the year. But
right on. So Vegas, the Buckingham Ascender. I have seen it on video. I don't know when they're actually going to release that thing, but that would be pretty badass. I mean, it looks like an akimbo on steroids, man.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes you think. What about shit, Reg's device?
I don't know.
Is there a device getting ready to come out that stopped him from going any further?
I don't know.
Like
I don't know. I mean,
something's making it hard on him, and like trying to hold it up, but I don't know what it is. He said it just has trouble sometimes with like copyright shit and patents and stuff. So I don't know. I'm curious because I was all in when I seen it originally. So
right. No. So this is going to be somebody else's video. Okay. What's your most memorable video of the year? Not your video, somebody else's. What's the most memorable?
Like a video that I watched, and I would say that was awesome.
Sure.
Huh. I watched a lot of YouTube tree work. This may be a tough one. I'm trying to.
Like I say, it ain't got to be tree related, man. It could be anything. Has any while Mike sits here and thinks, guys, help me out. Has anybody seen or heard the song "Taste the Biscuit"? Come on, I know. Now we'll play the Jeopardy music for.
You know what's funny?
What's that,
dude? You say that's something about a song. Like January of this year, I was listening to that Oliver Anthony guy, and I was telling my wife, "This dude's amazing. Like he's gonna blow up. I'm telling you, this guy's gonna blow up." months went by and nothing happened. I felt like an idiot, but I just kept telling her, like, this guy's, to the point that I gave up. And about the time I gave up and stopped talking about it, she's like, hey, that guy you said was going to be famous, he's famous now. And I was
That's
like,
awesome.
really? Because at the time, like, nobody knew of him. It just, I stumbled across it. But damn, I'm trying to.
Stump
That's a
Mike
tough
tonight.
one.
It
Yeah,
is a
that
tough
is a
one.
tough one. I really, really, really love Lawrence Schultz's content. He just doesn't put much out. And he just put out some short videos where he's explaining some stuff. And I really like those. Um, but that's not that wouldn't be it.
Okay.
Tell you, Dan the Tree Man. I'm amazed by Dan a lot. Like it's not a rare thing for me to roll over there and watch a video and be like, shit.
Okay,
He's really good.
John and Peter Shea and guys, taste the biscuit. It's it's a dumb song that gets stuck in your head, and it's just one of those silly meme kind of things. And I was just curious as to if it poisoned anybody else's mind yet.
Not yet. Not yet, apparently.
Okay.
Somebody says, what the heck's
Yeah.
taste the
So
biscuit?
what's your most memorable video of this year? You think that the bet you're the one you've really liked, man. Not all the videos you put out, dude. What one do you is there one that sticks out to you at all or no?
Hmm. Uh, I would almost have to think of like the true. The bad part is I forget them as quick as I do them.
I'm
Thank God
sure.
they record it because I would never remember anything. But oh shoot, it would probably be a video where I'm trying like a different technique, and I don't know if it was this year. No, that wouldn't be this year. Damn, that would have been a good one. Um, the bad part is the video that I would probably say maybe has a couple hundred views, 300. There's 9,203 people on this channel as far as subscribers.
Sure.
And I put out videos all the time to get 230 views. So I mean, I it's depressing. That's where my motivation, my mood goes down big time because a lot of my videos that I put out this year, I put a lot of time into because I made a decision at the end of last year to go quality over quantity, spend more time making the videos and make less. But it's going to take me as much time, all in all, but focus on it being better content and let a lot of the other stuff go. And that just wasn't, I just don't think that's it. I feel like it's the opposite. It's, you shouldn't, I like putting that time into videos, but I don't think it's worth it nowadays. I don't. I
All
don't know.
right. So now all right, because I actually thought this out as soon as you messaged me, bro. So I've been putting some thought into this. All right, so
Right on.
now I gotta ask these viewers out here, what's your guys' favorite video of the year if you can think of one? Anybody out here on the live got a particular video that stands out that Mike has made? Or is there a video that anybody on here has learned from or been like, oh, hey, I didn't even think about that until Mike showed you? Has Mike taught you anything, guys?
Dude, I can't even think of one video that I put like the name of a video. Like I'm so bad
Well,
at it.
it's partially, dude. If you did this to me right now, I'd probably be like, oh, duh.
I'm trying to think of one from this year. Every one that I think of is one from years ago.
The one? Okay, yeah, that was a good one. I liked that one. The one where the chick stuck her expedition in the mud.
Oh my, yeah, yeah, that would probably be mine. That was fun. That was
All
nuts.
right,
It
check.
was
All
crazy.
right.
It was fun.
Vegas. Vegas just said Mike taught me how to DRT with a rope wrench.
Sweet. Yeah, yeah. You can take a rope wrench, and when you got it hooked up and you have it anchored here, you just take it and flip it back over the opposite way
Yeah.
and go backwards, and you can wrench you can have the whole wrench set up and be ready to go right back into SRT, but run it DRT to get somewhere. It's a pretty neat little trick.
Right on.
Hand ascender on the gaff, James. Yeah, that one seemed to be pretty popular, but
That was a
that was
good
just a
one.
few months ago.
Yeah, that wasn't all that awful long ago.
No, I guess I've talked about it before, but that's the problem is I remember topics that I've done,
Sure.
and they're like it's always the thought of I need to think of something new, think of something new, think of something new, and there's only so much new that you can do. So it's like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna go back over this, and
Yeah.
you're like, I really don't want to go back over something I've already done, but every time you do it, you get somebody like James. It's like, dude, I never seen that, and I'm like, oh, well, okay, this was worth doing. This was totally worth doing because you I don't know. I just start thinking I don't want to. I have some loyals, and I hate to run them off by just showing the same stuff over and over and over again.
Favorite new technique or device of this particular year? If there's any one dang thing, is there any device or any product or anything that really sticks out or stands out?
I think I've a-
What's up, Jason?
I think almost I'm like a year into. No, I'm over a year. I'm really switching from like to the zigzag ever since Jared sent me that, and using that on a wrench has been incredible. Like it is such a great setup. I am in love with it. Um, but
The
I'd have to say if I had to go off,
zigzag on a rope wrench, you're saying?
yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
I'd have to say my favorite my favorite thing from this year would be my saddle. That Stratus,
Yep.
the Weaver Stratus,
Yep.
it's gonna come in under the radar. No one's gonna give it much attention, and the few people that are almost kind of forced to go that direction are gonna say, "Oh, it's so amazing." They're gonna love it. But I just feel
I've put my hands on one, and I mean, it looked like a really nice saddle for the money, dude. Excellent
it is
saddle.
it is insanely light, and I was hanging that 362 with the 36-inch bar off, or no, with a 25-inch bar off of me working down a spar today, and it's as comfortable as could be, even with a big heavy saw. So
So
I like it.
since you just said something about chainsaws, if you could only pick two chainsaws, that's it. You can only have two. What are they going to be? You don't have to be limited to bar sizes or anything like that, but you can only have two chainsaws. I tried
See,
thinking this over,
my
guys.
answer is going to change there because if you said I can only have one chainsaw,
Okay.
it may force me to go with the 362. Just it. Because if
Okay.
I had to, I could climb with it and it will do all the big work.
Good choice, Vegas.
If I get two, I think I have to go with the 200T. And this just sounds like the typical tree climber answer and the 660. So, I mean, I'm on both. I'm able to do the climb work and the
Yeah,
ground work.
sure.
I would almost have to go that way.
Yeah.
I wanted to say 150 because that's my favorite saw I've ever used. Like it is
Nice, lightweight.
incredible. So
I like seeing this, guys. Seeing what you guys are coming up with. The Vegas to 200 and a 461. You can't go wrong there, man.
yeah, we get a lot of 200s here. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, another 200 and a 362. Same thing. 295 XP and oh, John Bob, you had to go in there with the whole XP stuff.
What kind of what are those numbers?
I don't even know.
I'm just kidding, John. I'm just kidding, man. I definitely can't say anything. I've been caught too many times with one in my hand.
500i and the 2511. Yes, sir. Yes,
No,
sir.
yeah, I have to caveat with I have not tried all the saws. 500 I haven't
Sure.
tried. I've tried my brother's 460. It's a beast of a saw. It's a savage. So I just the power to weight on that 362 is insane.
I have Jay Ferris has been trying to talk me into a 400, but so I have a in the mid saws like that is for me. I have a 261, and then I have a 500i,
Oh, I'm
and
gonna get this.
he said something about I should pick up a 400. They're a hell of a saw, and I mean, part of me says I don't even know what the hell I'd do with that. I don't
I'm gonna
know.
get this running this year. This will go into my stuff from now on. So I worked on it last year.
John Bob freaking we know you can squeeze the power out of them. There ain't no question of that, John Bob.
Yeah, there's a 260 down the road at a pawn shop. I think they want less than $300.
250s are good saw. Yeah, I've heard really good things about the 400. I mean, like I say, Jay's been trying to talk me into one of them for a little while. Okay. I'm going to save a hard one for last, so be prepared for that, okay?
Right on.
What I wrote down here is what are some good ways for a new guy, don't matter your age, okay, for a new guy to learn? What are some of the things like, the fundamentals of where or whatever you think?
I would say a guy doesn't even. I don't even think a chainsaw has to be involved because
I think you're right.
I developed so much knowledge about all this before my dad ever let me touch a chainsaw. I
Mhm.
spent so much time watching and like dragging limbs, and as I'm dragging and I'm looking up, I'm not just daydreaming, being like, "Don't hit me." I'm looking up and I'm like, "What is he doing? Why is he doing that?"
So, still cutting. I just read your comment there. Your poor 201 ain't been ran in a year. Well, I've got a 201 done up by Aaron Lynch, and I've considered going to a 2511, getting it all ported up and everything like that. It was just, I don't know, man. Okay, literally learned everything on YouTube. Man. Pick between two saws, 500.
Yeah, YouTube's going to be a good place to get all that, all the details. I would say the details of pretty much damn near everything is going to be here. Um, you can come off looking like a knucklehead because the way YouTube is, because like if you're going to research a technique and learn it off YouTube, watch one guy do it and maybe find another guy
That's
and like
awesome, John Bob.
make sure that they're both doing the same thing and they're both calling it the same thing. Because hell, at some points I've seen the same technique being called two completely different things, and it went for a long time before somebody was
Yeah,
like, "Hold up, it's
like
this."
like MRS or DRT, just
Yeah,
a silly example or whatever.
yeah, and I feel like
I know,
then
John Bob. The 2511s are light, man. Peter Shea wields one of those suckers around like a madman. I have considered a 2511, and I have talked to Aaron. Is what it comes down to, bro. Is that I talked to Aaron, and I asked Aaron, "Will a ported 201 keep up with the work that you did to my 201?" And no, that was his opinion. But as far as
did you mean a ported 2511 keeping up with your 201?
yeah, but my 201's been worked on by Aaron Lynch too. It's had work. It's not just stock.
There's something to be said with the bars on, like, I my 200 would outrun my 150, but at
Yeah,
times
I'm with you,
the
Steel Cotton.
150,
I'm
because
thinking I would like to make the switch to the 2511 just because it is so damn light. But I have two 201s now, and well, they don't just give them freaking things away. So it's use them.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. Like, I would suggest anybody to own the 2511 or um the the 150 like I got.
I have
It
a I have a 193T that's completely stock, and I've had that thing for years, and that's just a good groundy kind of saw. It's a good all around saw, and I think that I personally think that's a pretty good saw for not pretty for not a lot of money.
yeah. Yeah, I have like a 191, which is a weird one. The shape's so weird, the handles and shit on it are so weird.
I
But
don't think I've ever even seen one of those, bro.
yeah, I don't think they were very popular. But it's still a running saw. It's right here. It's not the original colors. I redid it, but it's
Stock
the
saws
weirdest.
suck. You're right, John.
Yeah, it's the weirdest little saw.
Yeah.
I bet it would fire up right now too. But yeah, I think a guy can. He needs to. You need to be able to have back and forth. A lot of times, what's going to happen is if a channel is informative enough and a guy's smart enough to be able to create the content that you can learn from,
Oh, I know
he's
steel
probably
cotton.
he's
I would.
probably so busy that he's not going to be answering your comments all the time. That's the problem.
Sure.
So, like, you get guys that they want to learn, but they're going to channels where the channels are so big that person doesn't have the time to answer and help you really, or maybe they
Right.
don't want to. I can't speak for anybody else, but
Sure.
that's where being on the job site and just being there, you could ask those questions. Even if you just befriended a climber in general and start asking questions, and there's a foundation that needs to kind of be built of, like, understanding. You don't have to know how to do stuff. You just need to understand why some things happen on
Sure.
that job site
Yep.
before you go into give me a chainsaw and give me some spikes. That's the biggest problem I see with a lot of guys. They watch a video and they're like, "This is cool. I want to do this." I get
Right.
that, but I don't want to see anybody get hurt at the same time either.
No, God no. I'll let you catch up with some comments here, bro. But yeah, steel cutting. I know they're turds stock. I would
What have
have it.
done?
I don't know, man. It's like to me, it's like so you buy this saw for $400 or whatever it is, and I don't do the porting on them. I myself don't tear into them. So if you send it off to somebody, you got however much money into port work and this, that, and the other, and then you need a pipe, so on and so forth. So it's like you buy a $350, $400 saw, and then you put what, another 350 or $400 into it, and then it's a good saw.
Yeah, yeah. I think saws are you're gonna deal with
Dude,
that kind
that's
of thing.
awesome. It's because that you should do more Hank Hill videos, John Bob.
Oh yeah, I seen that. That's funny.
It is funny. That clean burning propane.
Dude, I made a live video on how to fix your truck window with an extension cord. You go to your
Right.
battery, you take an extension cord, and you can roll your windows up. If you got electric windows, you just hotwire it. That video gets like, I think it's probably over 100,000. It's a live video. Like I every week I have someone praising me, telling me how amazing I am because I put that out, and it saved them from having to like get a wet car, or it
Sure.
was cold outside and they couldn't keep their car warm. Like it's
So
crazy the stuff that ends up working.
right. Vegas,
I got to
dude
get a
just
charger.
that's cool, man. There's no shame in that. You learn everything you can, dude. Pick up, and when you start, you do it as you get comfortable, and just start low and slow, and go from there, man. And down points video soon. Yeah, that's points is kind of a lost art, dude. A lot of people don't even know what points are anymore. Get out there and do some spikeless wreck. I was wreck climbing spikeless just yesterday and rope walking. So yeah, I know what you're saying. That's exact. I was out screwing with my big shot, messing around with my big shot, practicing there, and checking out my technique for rope walking. All right, all right, all right. So Vegas, that's a great subject because I got a question for you. Vegas, he's a new climber here. So what would you say to a new climber? A new guy that's just getting in the saddle, man.
I would say
Oh man, dang practical
don't
climber.
don't
He
don't
just
let
he
a
just
guy don't work for a guy that gets you, that's always just trying to rush you. I mean, watch out for that. Don't let someone dictate how quick and speedy you do something. That's like a major like pet peeve of mine. I see that happen with a lot of people. Um, I would say you should at all times be playing out the bad scenarios in your head. That has kept me from making more mistakes than I'll ever imagine. Like it's not, I know it sounds great to always be positive and thinking positive thoughts, but like this isn't the feelings business. Like things get tore up, things can get smashed, people get hurt. Like if what I'm gonna do was to go wrong, how would I get out of it? Like there's been enough times that I feel like I should have probably bit the dust and somehow made it out of these situations because I was almost expecting it. And I feel like you can't be so ignorant to think that like I have all the best gear. I can't
yeah.
get hurt. It doesn't work that way.
Wildwood Jake, I know that saying something about that video to me because you had to have seen my comment on there. But that dude, I told I watched that video. I watched that whole video, dude, and I was like, wow, I gotta give it to him. The Black MacGyver is this dude's name, and it's everyday hire. What does he call it? Myself hired. First time climbing, this guy goes up with a little tiny 4-inch Saker chainsaw and some cheap Amazon gear and makes me cringe the whole time. But oh my God, he did it. He did it. He did it.
I would say another thing, like at some point, the new generation has to kind of take responsibility for this one, and they're gonna have to make it better. But there's no reason for you to go through town and stink eye the other tree guy.
No,
Just FYI, it's not ever going to get you anywhere, and it's not a bad thing to be friends with them guys. I don't think if I was in front of them and talking to them that they would say they have a problem with me, but I don't think any of the tree guys around me like me, which is the craziest thing. I get stink-eyed. They just look at me like I'm a piece of trash, and like I'm trying. I don't know. I don't know.
No, I get it, man, because here in town, I don't have nothing on any of my trucks, dude. I just drive around in my truck, and I all these tree owner guys, they know who I am, but they don't know who I am. In the
Uh,
if you know what, I don't know how to explain it, man. And there's
yeah, you
one
might.
guy, there's one particular, everybody else, there's every single other tree dude, they know I'm a tree guy too, and we do the old whatever when we pass one another or wave or whatnot. But there's one particular guy around every time. He has not one time has he ever waved back at me. He's always acted like I'm in a different, I don't know what his problem is, but I'm just
Like,
like, whatever, dude.
and it's the thing of when I do run into these people who do this, they know me and they watch my videos and they
Yeah.
admit all this after they befriend me. They admit all
Uh-huh.
this. So that kind of thing is the reason I am halfway tempted to do a subscription thing, a membership thing for my channel. I don't know what I'm gonna set it at or whatever, but the whole thing is gonna be focused on explaining techniques, tricks and tips, everything in that realm, everything I can think of as far as that goes. Maybe some extra stuff as far like channel reviews and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a bummer to know that it doesn't come off to me like you're bigger than me or you're tougher than me. Like if you were tough, you'd come up and tell me you want to smack me. Like that's tough. Stink eyeing me or doing a burnout when you go by my job. That doesn't make me think. That makes me think that I make you feel very insecure, and that's a bummer because that's not what I want. Like I'm doing my own thing. You don't
You know,
exist in my world. So
yeah, same here, Squirrely. I've not been approached by any other tree company. I was going on vacation to Yellowstone earlier this year, and I told the client, "Hey, man, I'm going on vacation to Yellowstone. I really don't have time to get to it. It was a tree that needed attention right away." I referred him to another company. That other company went out there, they got the job, they did the job, they did a good job, and I knew they would because that's who I recommended. Anyway, that guy, he owns a pretty prominent company in this area. I mean, it's a way bigger outfit than what I got, man. Way the hell bigger than what I got. Anyway, he happens to have a YouTube channel, and he commented on one of my videos, and he said, "Hey, man, was it you that referred us to this job?" And I was freaking blown away. I was like, holy shit, this dude knows I have a YouTube channel. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, actually it was, bro. I referred that job to you. And he was like, well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And I said, yeah, absolutely, dude. No problem. Well, about a month ago, I heard through the grapevine he got a crane. He just went out and bought himself a great big, I think it's 100-ton crane, I think.
wow.
And anyway, so I messaged him. I got his phone number and everything, and I messaged him. I says, "Hey, man, I've never needed a crane, but if I ever do, I know who to call now, right?" And he was like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "That's exactly what I wanted to hear."
Yeah. You were talking about the best thing I've seen.
Yeah,
I tell you what, one of the best things I've seen, like to see you and Dan both hit 1,000 this year that was sweet, man. Like
yeah.
I've been waiting for that. I didn't. Dan, it makes no sense to me. like
I
why
agree.
his channel was
I
so
agree.
small. I really don't. Such a good tree guy, and it's like it's kind of known. I think August has commented about Dano. Like it's not just me tooting his horn. Like the guy's got the skill, and
Dude, you
I
don't.
see his channel
Man,
finally hit 1,000. So awesome.
it's. I'm telling you what. I was saying this. I had a live the other day, just BSing, man. And I'm not even joking. It's one thing to watch that man and watch somebody on video and everything like that. But when he came up and did that job with me, I was in freaking awe. Like I was like, you are in the in Dano. If you watch this later, or hear it, whatever, man. You tell me to shut up, but it's like, dude, I was in the presence of a master.
Yeah, though that's I'm telling you that's he's still a guy that if you were smart, especially as a new guy, a new climber, you would be there. You would be on his channel. That guy will give you his time. He will
Yeah.
explain to you. He will help you, and
Yep.
he has all the skill that's most guys need to learn. Like
Yeah.
it may take you asking him. Like you may just see him do something and ask him a question. That's a guy who seems like he give you the shirt off his back. So ever since I don't know how long we've been communicating through social media, but it's been quite a while. And Dano has been nothing but pure gold
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned. And
Yeah. I
his
talked to.
content is amazing. So
Yeah, we go through stretches. Me and Dano there. We talk to each other every day sometimes.
that's awesome.
So all right. So you had advice for a new climber. What would you say for a new business owner? If a guy's going to go out and start a frickin' tree business in 2024, man, what's Mike's tips for him? Anybody else, feel free to chime in here.
Don't be greedy.
That's a good
Don't be
one.
greedy. You gotta if you're not just wanting to fart around and like make a buck here and there, you're wanting to like start a legit. I've seen a lot of that happen, man. I've seen guys that could have the most booming business in the world, but because they tried to pinch a dollar here and there from everyone, always trying to get a few bucks off of them, pay them the least amount as possible, they
Yep.
burned all their bridges, and now the business can't go because there's no one to do it. So I've seen that happen a lot, and I just like one thing that I hate more than anything. I've worked for a lot of guys and helped a
That's
lot of
awesome,
people
John Bob.
who will tell you that this is what I'm going to give you. We get this done, this is what I'm going to give you. And it's never that. It's always different when the money hits their hand. Maybe they got a text on their phone that says they got another bill. And it's
Yeah.
like
Well,
that kind
it's
of
like,
stuff.
well, actually, I was just saying that, thinking, and I thought to myself, there was no way we were going to get it done by then. But I'll be damned, he got it done by then. So now I'm
Yeah,
going to have to come up with bullshit on why I can't. Dude, my guys get paid for me anyway. My guys get paid before I get paid.
yeah. I
For,
mean, that's the way it should be. Like, and the other thing is understand how important that first year is. How
absolutely,
important
Jason.
every single customer is that first year.
Yep.
That's your basis for your business. Those repeat that word of mouth that you create that year, you're creating advertisement.
Yep.
Every person you work for, if you ensure that you don't leave that place without them being 100% happy, you don't accept a dollar until they're 100% happy. The you make people feel comfortable, like they can relax having you work. And having someone work at your house is a stressful thing. I don't care what anybody says. It's scary to bring someone onto your property and ask them to do a dangerous job. That's terrifying. So it's
Yep.
like when you can put them at ease like that, there's enough guys going around being a scuzz that if you're a decent person, you come off like the second coming of Christ nowadays.
Yep.
Which that first year is going to mean everything. It may take you a little bit to see it, to see the playback from that, but it's coming. And if you do a good job, always you may get somebody who talks a little bit of trash. You can't stop some people from just not liking you. But if you give it everything you got to make sure that you never leave without a person being happy, I think you're on your way. So
Yeah, one thing I want to add to that is that I try to treat every customer the same. And with that being, it don't matter if you're $100 job, $1,000 job, $10,000 job, it don't matter. You get the same amount of respect out of me. You get the same amount of service out of me, in my guys. And then treat every customer like that could be the one customer that sets you right off. And what I mean by that is, just for example, I go on a job this past spring. Well, I've done 6 jobs for that guy this year now. 6 different jobs. He's a
wow.
contractor. He's a contractor. He's got a big. He knows people and he knows a lot of things and so on and so forth. So you never know. It could be just one customer. It could be a $700 job you're going on, and then the next thing you know, that dude's got 20 grand for you or something. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I like all these comments right here.
I do
Okay,
too.
so JC said very good. He says don't go take out a bunch of loans and on brand new equipment. First
No,
thing. Like
no, absolutely
there's
not.
there's certain things that you wait because you
That,
don't need them. Like
that's right,
and they're
Jake.
there for you when you need them. Like so at the beginning, you just can't be afraid. If you're afraid of working, if when you're working, you've ever found yourself being like miserable and you just don't like it, repeatedly, it's just not for you. There's a lot of work involved. You can't be afraid to work, and that's the problem I think with most. Climbing seems fun, but the stress involved can make it not so fun. The dangers involved can make it not so fun. The climbing part fun, for some. Um, but yeah, I agree there. I save all that big equipment and stuff
The
maybe maybe later on, but it's just I
the
don't need.
equipment will come. The equipment will come. If
Yep.
you start off doing what you're capable of doing, and as you get bigger and more confident, you start getting more gear and more equipment and so on and so forth, and the equipment will come.
Yeah. Practical Climber said, for a new person going into tree work, I would say you're in the people business. Repeat customers are worth their weight in gold. And I agree.
Absolutely.
Jake said, do every job as if it were your property and educate the customer on the process and the risks.
Yep.
100%.
That's a great one.
Yeah, if you're not helping them and educating them, I'm sure on their spare time they're not looking this stuff up. So if when you come there to give an estimate, someone like wants you to top a tree, if they're that set on it and you still need the money, like there's some weird little
I've
things
done
that
it.
I
I've
probably
done
shouldn't
it,
say
man.
because I'm gonna ruffle some feathers. But if that tree is getting topped no matter what, at least still you have that opportunity right there to maybe educate them enough
Take care,
to get
Squirrely.
them away from it, in the future with other trees. But I mean, basically when you've topped one once, you almost have to continue that.
Take
So
care,
like,
John. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying, man.
yeah,
But
and
I've topped trees, dude. I've went to that job, and I ain't even gonna lie, dude. I've gone to a job and I'll be like, all right, it's $500, and I could before they could even give me a yes or no. I knew it was too much. And I'm like, give me 400. I've been that broke, dude. I mean, I'm not proud to say it, but I've been that damn broke. And if I
Yeah.
had to top a tree, if I had to top a tree to feed my family, then I'm going to top a damn tree.
Yeah. And I don't want other climbers to, like, you're not always gonna, like, if you topped one and it was a beautiful tree and you butchered that thing and you didn't spend the time to educate that person and do your damnedest to avoid that, you didn't do your job. That's just my opinion. Like, if you
True.
should have at least said something about it, but there are those situations where you didn't know. Like, if you've done this for any length of time, unless you're in this little realm, you don't know that topping trees. If you was just a random dude that was going to get into tree work, you would see someone else top a tree somewhere,
And you
and
wouldn't
you would
think
think,
nothing of it.
that's why that's why homeowners think it. They seen it happen somewhere. They've seen that tree come back, and they think they can do it to all of them. So I mean,
Take care, John Bob.
oh yeah, yeah, definitely. See you, John Bob. How long we into
Uh,
this? We're an hour in. Yeah,
I,
I'm gonna have to cut her off here in a little bit, but let's
I,
let's
I,
finish them up. Go ahead.
I got one more, dude. One more. Let's see
I got
here.
time.
Let's see. Your favorite freaking part of Tree Talk Tuesday. Your your favorite thing, man. So I guess this is a two-part question.
It would be
What's your favorite thing of Tree Talk Tuesday, guys?
my favorite thing is that I can always count on there being at least 10 of you guys here. It just never fails. Like, I've done a ton of live feeds before and not have a single person on it. I do it
Yep.
to a dead crowd, nobody there. It may get a couple views afterwards, but these have, like, no matter what, I feel like I could have done one in the middle of Christmas and there would have been at least 10 of you guys on here, which blows my mind. And it's like, it's it's comforting for me because it's not the most, like, I'm not juiced to go live and be like, "What's up, guys? YouTube."
What's
I'm
up,
not that
Jake?
guy. I wish I was, but I'm not that guy. So there's always stress and frustration that I'm thinking about, like, about doing the live feed, and I want it to be beneficial to the people that are going to watch it, and so I stress on that, and I'm like, well, I need to be able to show them something, and it come to a point where I was like, hang on, maybe I don't have, like, they've made it pretty clear I don't have to do that. Like, I could just get on here and hang out.
Yep.
And I think that's my favorite thing about it. Like, you guys have allowed me to somehow make it to 100 without pulling my own hair out and without me having to press too hard. I mean, you guys have made it pretty easy on me and are just always here. So that'd have to be it.
Learning in the people, all with no judgment. Yeah, we try. There ain't no judgment here, I don't think, man. Certainly not on mine or Mike's part. I think I can speak for Mike with that. I mean,
100%. Yeah.
don't matter your age, your race, or whatever, dude. I mean, we're all in this game together. So we're just trying to help one another.
Yeah, I think there's two men that could judge me. There's my dad and there's God, and that's I think they both
Amen,
have the
John.
right to. Everyone else, I ain't worried about it, man.
Right?
It's a bummer when you get the trolls and the negative stuff on
It
the
is.
internet, but
Yeah.
there's if you're being good, there should always be more good than there is that bad. Like,
Yeah.
even if you get trolled a lot, there's usually, if you're being good and you're not trolling people and, like, attracting trolls, like, because I've been in that stage where I trolled and I was getting trolls at that point. And I'm like, this is not working. I should not do this. I should chill out. Like, go back to normal me. But Yeah,
dude. So I got I'm gonna go call it a controversial short. I put my hand in the trap. You know what I mean,
oh yeah, yeah.
dude? That freaking short has got hundreds of comments, hundreds. Like I've been called I've let's just say I've been called just about everything. And I mean, anywhere from the bottom of the barrel to wow, thanks for doing that, to prove a point. But holy mackerel. Even the people that are calling me bad things will just say, I just respond with this now. That's it. I
I put.
like okay.
I was
I leave
told.
their comment there and just okay.
I was told to unalive myself more times than I can count. I've been told that I need to die
I was going to J
because
JC, I have dude, I've got all kinds of different traps, sizes, brands, footholds. I've got conibears. I've got all kinds of different traps, and I've thought about starting to do it. Yeah, just for the hell of it.
dude, I think when you involve anything animal related, because an animal can't speak, so many humans feel the need that they need to voice like the
Yep.
Karen comes out in them. So
Sure.
like I have a video that did I think it did almost a half a million views and I shut it off because I it was every day I was being told to like I should die and this and that and like what they were doing because like I turned the comments off on that video. They would
Mm-hmm.
watch that video, realize that they couldn't comment, go to a different video of mine
And
to tell
comment
me
on
to
that
kill
one.
myself. And because of that video, they would even put like and I'm like, what? Alls I did, the video was called I did clickbait him. I said, don't watch, you won't like it anyway. That's what the
I
video was called.
remember that video.
Yeah.
I you
And
know, and I clickbaited these guys with the trap. I said, "Man breaks his hand in a trap."
oh, I didn't know you did that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So then I stick my hand in the trap, and I'm like, "Ooh."
That's awesome. I didn't know you did that. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, why
Yeah, I
not?
think mine was I was cutting and a squirrel came out and like ran across my barn. He may have got nicked by the saw somehow or something. He ran away. He looked like he was fine, but because of that, I knew I was going to get some hell because I hurt an animal, and so I just titled it "Don't watch, you won't like it anyway." So then don't
No,
complain. I told you don't watch, and that turned into you can't tell me
well,
what to do.
well,
So then
yeah,
everybody watched it, and I'm like, come on, are you serious? Because I told
dude.
you don't watch it. It got a half a million really quick.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of like we're guys, dude. If you ever comes up and somebody's like, "Here, can you smell this for me?" You, how much?
No, 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 not me. Damn. Yeah,
Okay.
that's so
All right.
funny.
What's up, Jeffrey? Hey, how's it going? All right, man. All right. This is the tough one. I feel like, and maybe you don't have an answer, but we'll see. The
Right.
worst part. The worst part about Tree Talk Tuesday.
Trying to be on time.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
bad. I'm just bad about I mean, it just depends on how the day goes. I try
Yep.
to come in and like I don't want to come out here fresh from working because I feel like crap. I'm sore, you know. So I try to have a little bit of sit down, relax time, eat a burger or two or three or four, and then I'm all right, you know. But yeah, that's a bummer. Like getting started on them is usually the hardest thing, and just trying to remember it and not forget it. It's been tough, but there's been many times where it was 6 o'clock and I asked my wife, is it Tuesday? Yeah. All day? Shit. Well, run outside and pretend like I had something figured out. And there's been a bunch of these where I've pretended like I was all ready. No, no, it was last second. Got to go do it. So I'm just, especially nighttime and morning, like I just don't. I think anything where I have to be outgoing and express myself and be in front of people, I enjoy those things when I'm doing them.
Yeah.
Getting started, like starting it and going to do it is my hard part. I don't really know how to explain that. Like I fear the beginning of it almost. Like I don't
I
want to get into it and somebody be like, "Well, come here. These people want to meet you. This that." I think it's so awesome that someone will want to meet me, but I'm still like I don't like I. What if I'm not nothing special? So what if I disappoint? Like or what if this live feed's trash? Or what if nobody shows up? And originally that was probably my thoughts always. What if I go out here and spend an hour talking to a camera and no one shows up again? It's kind of tough to hold a conversation with yourself, but I had those. I did those, and then it just made me appreciate the regulars so much as time went on, and I'm like, it made it to where I didn't think about that no more. That wasn't like now I can say when I come out here to do these, I definitely am not thinking, damn, nobody's gonna be there. I wonder if I'll get anybody here. So that is awesome. Like that that's definitely my favorite part about it. The fact that there is there is the core crew that's always gonna be there. And it changes a person here and there. People get busy, they got something going on. But even when those people don't show up, you bet your ass they leave a comment every time apologizing for not making it to my pointless ass live feed. Which is like you don't have to apologize. If you didn't make it, dang it, that sucks. We would have loved to have you, but everybody feels the need to apologize, and I appreciate them for that. But yeah, yeah, that's probably my favorite part. As much as I want to take a big long break, I don't know if I will. I don't know. I mean,
well, I think above and all, man, that you need to do this is you need to do what you're having fun doing
yeah,
and put out content that you enjoy and from go from there. If you're happy with it, I think that's really all that is as my dad would say, if you tried your best, man, to hell with the rest.
yeah, yeah. Because I can definitely say that I've never ended one of these and been like, thank God. So I mean, I enjoy these. So will I be here next Tuesday?
We shall see,
Maybe.
huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we go
And
101, 102. We keep going. I don't know. But if not, we just start counting all over again.
yes, he does, Peter Shea. Peter, he is out of the chat. And if you need to get a hold of John Bob, I can make that happen for you, Peter.
Jeffrey's
So
here.
that,
I didn't see him. Dang.
yeah, he's just coming in here. No,
Yeah,
having a
my
good
comment.
Sunday life feed
John's
is
here
good.
too. There's John. John tells me sorry every time he misses anything. If he's
He
not
has
at the
practical
premiere,
climber. He has practical climber. I know I'm just a boring guy co-host. Sorry, man. I nothing really entertaining on the ground pounder side of things.
great idea. You should expand to other guests. So many people with different experiences. Yeah, yeah. I think maybe I should try to do some more. The problem is it takes forethought and planning. and scheduling. And
Said Scoot TCI, or not TCI Scoot, but Industry.
yeah,
Scoot was on here. Dan was on here.
Schroeder,
Jeff Schroeder was on here.
yeah.
Oh, Peter Shea, of course. It
Yeah, we
seems
have to
like
get
Jerry Padilla, but I don't know what.
yeah.
He did a episode of Tree Talk Tuesday on him, and I guess we ruined him because I haven't seen a single video from him since.
Yeah, he's just chilling. It seems like a lot of times that's what. And you tree guys out there, like it's not if you have any trouble with like seasonal, like you're feeling depressed and stuff, like
Are you
know that
serious? A
you're
lot
not the
like
only one.
Vegas. You didn't even know who this was. Yeah, hi guys. I'm Ground Pounder, otherwise known as GP. I'm
Yeah,
the I'm the guy that comment bombs the channel and hogs up all the live feed from you guys because I got nothing better to do but have cheeseburgers and type.
yeah, but I just reach out to your fellow climbers. Maybe we should reach out to Jerry, make sure Jerry's good. I haven't heard. I don't know if I've heard from Jerry.
I have shot him. I've shot him a comment on one of his most recent videos, and I've not heard anything. So, I mean, it is what it is. You know, everybody does this for whatever their own reason. And everybody needs a break for their own reason as well.
Yeah, yeah. Some people only do this kind of stuff. It's a seasonal thing for them. They're here for the certain amount of months, and then they shut off, and it's nothing to do with trees until it comes back up that next year, and nothing but trees.
Yep,
So you definitely can't fault anybody for doing it their way. That's my one of my favorite things about all this. If you it may be oversaturated with tree content on YouTube, but every bit of it's different.
well, Vegas, feel free to stop into my channel. I do happen to have a little bit of contact, my man. I'm not nowhere near the wealth of knowledge that this man is right here, but I've got some shenanigans going on my channel.
Definitely. Well, guys, I'm gonna call it. Hey, first of all, thank you all for just giving me a spot to even do something and accomplish 100 straight weeks of
Absolutely.
doing anything. More or less, kind of sometimes being on time and doing it on the same day every week. That was crazy to like if I'd have said it at the beginning, I don't even think I started counting originally. I had to go back and start counting and be like, oh, I'm on like number 10. And then 30 got here and then 40 got here. And I'm like, oh my God, I could make it to 100. So, yeah, just thanks for giving me something to do. So,
For sure, man. I'll speak for myself, and I appreciate you, dude. I've learned a lot from you, and I enjoy watching you and having all these guys on here. I know you're really making a difference. You might not think so, man, but you really make a difference in a lot of people's lives sometimes, dude.
that's awesome. That's awesome. That gives it all purpose, man. That makes me want to do more. I got some good stuff coming up as far as content. So hopefully I don't get in a slump. I'm gonna try my best not to. I'm gonna keep trying to put out content. I'm not doing a video every single day. I took a kick in the crotch over those videos. Like they got no views
That's
because
what
they
you
were
said.
too piled on top of each other. So I've kind of studied my viewers as much as I can, and it some of them it takes 4 to 5 days before they watch a video. You know, 2 to 3 with a lot of them. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna be putting out videos. Maybe we'll do 2 a week. Maybe just one, but I'll try to at least keep it weekly, and I'll see if I come back for next Tuesday. We'll see.
All right, buddy. Roger that, man.
All right, see you, John, Peter, everybody, Jeffrey. Thank you guys, and I don't know if I'll see you before the new year, but if I don't, have a good new year.
All right. Take care, everybody.
See you, brother. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. See you, man.